Heading into the 2021 NBA season, there are going to be more superstars than ever. Players like Steph Curry and KD will be finally back on the court in over a year. There are so many questions going into next season, and in this video, we're ranking the top 10 NBA players going into the 2021 NBA season. My last video was the top 10 teams going into next season, and I thought it was only right to follow that up with ranking the top 10 players coming into next season. Welcome to Strictly NBA. If this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button to get quality NBA content, and best of all, to join this amazing basketball family. Anyways, let's start with the honorable mentions. The honorable mentions go out to Chris Paul, Russell Westbrook, Joel Embiid, Kyrie Irving, Paul George, Jason Tatum, and Damian Lillard, who all just missed out on the top 10. I think this just goes to show how talented some of these next players are. Starting the list off at number 10 is Jimmy Butler. Before last season, Jimmy Butler would have ranked somewhere between 15 and 20, but after leading a team that didn't even make the playoffs to the NBA Finals, he's rightfully in the top 10. Jimmy Butler showed up in the biggest moments, leading his team further than anyone expected them to. His play in the finals rose significantly compared to the regular season, averaging a near triple-double of 26 points, 10 assists, 8 rebounds, and 2.2 steals on 55% shooting from the field. The only thing he needs to work on is his shooting. He doesn't need to be Steph Curry out there, but he just needs to take them and make them consistently, creating more space for Bam Adebayo to work in the paint. At number 9, we have Nikola Jokic. Similar to Jimmy, he moved up in these rankings due to his play in the bubble. He played great in the playoffs, leading his team to the Western Conference Finals. They have already had such a big impact on the league, and Jokic has been the center of that, pun intended. He has cemented himself as the best center in the league, having almost no weaknesses. He can shoot, rebound, and is the best passing big man the world has ever seen. If his defense can get better, he has all the tools to lead his team even further in the playoffs and move up the rankings. At 8, Luka Doncic comes in. So Luka is only 21 years old, and we already have him among the very best in the league. He is another player that wouldn't have ranked this high if it wasn't for his amazing performance in the playoffs. Luka averaged a near 31-point triple-double, and the numbers this kid put up in his first ever playoff appearance is truly amazing to watch. I think I forgot to mention he did this on 3 of the best wing defenders in the NBA. Luka is set up for success, teaming up with a 25-year-old Kristaps Porzingis to dominate the league for years down the line. 7. James Harden. James Harden has been playing at an elite level for years. He has won the past 3 scoring titles, as well as the MVP in 2018. Harden has been consistently making his team one of the top teams in the West year after year. When playoff time comes around, James Harden fails to perform as he does in the regular season. There's no doubt that Harden will go down as one of the best players to never win a ring. His style just doesn't work in the postseason, and his history in the playoffs shows just that. He has all the skills, but needs to completely change up his style to ever win a championship, no matter what team he plays for. At number 6, we have Anthony Davis. What always stopped him from ranking this high was his lack of playoff success. Last season, he won the championship, putting up great numbers across the board, as well as playing incredible defense. AD was second in Defensive Player of the Year voting, and had all the tools to win the award. Davis is just beginning his prime, being only 27 years old, which means Anthony Davis is only going to get better, and his next few seasons are going to be some of his most exciting years. At number 5, I have Stephen Curry. First of all, I love Stephen Curry and wanted to put him as high as possible, but with Klay Thompson suffering an Achilles tear, it directly affects the play of Steph Curry. With Klay out, that allows the other teams to focus on Curry, double teaming him, and slacking off on defense on Klay's substitute, because who's going to replace him? Andrew Wiggins, Kelly Oubre Jr., I don't think that's going to be enough. I really want to put Stephen Curry higher, but I think he's just going to draw too much attention next season. With a healthy Klay by his side, I would definitely put him in my top 3. 4. Giannis. Giannis Antetokounmpo is 25 years old with back-to-back MVPs, one of which that came along with the Defensive Player of the Year. I couldn't rank him any higher because he's yet to make a finals appearance, while the other players ahead of him all won a championship. The amount of talent that he has at such a young age is so impressive. Yes, I said amount of talent.
but I wish I could just run and with 7 feet and run and just dunk. Like, that takes no skill at all.
The Greek Freak has no weaknesses to his game besides the lack of a consistent three-point shot. He has been getting better, we all saw that last season, but he needs to get to the point where he can consistently take and make wide open threes so the defense can't slack off of him. 3. Kawhi Leonard. A former Defensive Player of the Year, averaging about 30 a game, led 2 different franchises to a championship, just speaks for itself. Kawhi is still the best two-way player in today's game. A lot of people have him a lot lower because of recency bias, but we can't ignore the fact that Kawhi was the most consistent player in last year's playoffs, besides that Game 7. He would be at number 2, but a player is coming back from injury and is taking his spot. At 2, we have Kevin Durant. He is arguably the biggest mystery going into next season. He tore his Achilles over a year and a half ago, and we don't know what he's going to look like when he returns. I think he'll come back looking like his old self, and if I were to explain all my reasoning for it, it would take the length of a whole video. Matter of fact, I am going to dive deeper on Kevin Durant coming back in my next video. He is 6'10", I think he's a little bit taller, but he moves like a guard, can handle the ball, and he has the best mid-range game of all time. There's no doubt that he will be one of the most unstoppable players coming into next season, and that's why I have him at number 2. Coming in at number 1, we have LeBron James. After last year's playoffs, there isn't an argument against it. Even though it wasn't the hardest, LeBron still managed to win the championship, unlike some of the other players mentioned on this list. As crazy as it is to say, I think LeBron will be putting up the same numbers and playing at the same level as he was last season. And that's my list for the top 10 NBA players going into the 2021 NBA season. There is no perfect list, so let me know what you would change about it in the comments down below. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Feel free to leave a comment about your thoughts and future video ideas. Subscribe for future basketball content. This is Strictly NBA, and thank you for watching.